if it feels like there's a lot of NBA takes these days, well, because there is, and unfortunately there are a few good ones. And I consider Chris Broussard to be one of them because of his informative and unbiased takes, and he doesn't jump on bandwagons, which shows that he has calculated takes and just doesn't blurt out anything to gain publicity. Unlike some other person,
there is no way that LeBron James is already a first ballot Hall of Famer,
who just says the most ridiculous things because that's his character on TV. I'm adding the Skip Slayer clip. If you know, you know, and if you don't, you'll find out at the end of the video. Here are the NBA takes that will drive you crazy.
Why actually a better player under pressure than the great Kobe Bean Bryant?
Yes, he is. Kobe, no one had more heart than Kobe. Like, Kobe's not scared of anything. But because Kobe was the best bad shot maker, he's already been a finals MVP, and that was before he was in his prime. Under pressure, yes, Kawhi is better than Kobe was.
We haven't seen Kawhi Leonard have to carry the load that Kobe had to carry and ultimately elevate the Lakers. We
when
haven't
Kobe
seen
was
Kawhi Leonard
Kawhi's
do
age,
that
he
yet.
had 0 finals MVPs.
I'm not talking age. I'm not talking age. Because remember, Kobe came straight.
Yes, Kawhi is better than Kobe was.
I think that's ridiculous. It's hard to get into why because I'm trying to explain. I'm trying to be respectful.
Everyone on Golden State, open shot, fate of the universe on the line, or the Martians have the death beam pointed at Earth, you better hit it. I want Iguodala. That's right. And I know what that matters most. You're the dude I think doesn't care about that moment. Same guy, like ice water in his veins. Your response?
He crazy.
Yep.
Is Durant a lock top 5 player
No.
in the NBA?
No, in fact, I put him 5, and he's fighting for that 5th spot.
You know I said top 5 player
Top
in
5.
the NBA.
We don't know what the subject is.
So, Skip, did the American people get it right?
The 34%.
The 34%. I mean, and what we're saying is, can he right now, at 52 years old,
Right here, right now.
beat LeBron one-on-one? I mean, and beyond, come on.
You know, Stephen A.
Oh
Smith,
gosh, don't do this.
You know, he just might.
Don't do.
He just might be able to.
Okay.
I say that on this alone and this alone, Michael Jordan could figure a way to beat a LeBron James who just might crumble under the pressure to beat his idol, the greatest basketball player in the history of life.
Okay, so I just want.
I'm about to put Paul George in that category. I'm starting
In the
to
cleaner?
see. Yes, I'm starting to see,
Okay.
by today's standards, cleaner capabilities from Paul George. And if I might, I'm also seeing them south of San Antonio in the city of Houston. James Harden is a bad man who is leading that basketball team in fourth quarter after fourth quarter after fourth quarter. I'm close to putting him in that category above Kevin Durant. This is all above Kevin. And the reason I can't put Steph Curry in there quite yet, he's just too little. I can't, because Kevin Durant, as we all know, he was born 6 feet, no, he didn't come out 6'10", but he's got by gift 6 feet 10 inches, and what's his wingspan, 7'7"? So again, I can't put Steph in there yet just because of his size. And Damian Lillard is starting to threaten that category, also above Kevin Durant. So I named a whole bunch of dudes, but I gave you 4 that I definitely would put up there above Kevin in the cleaner category.
Tell me,
Tim
are you going
Tebow's
to tell
Hollywood.
me that Tim Tebow
Tim
deserves to
Tebow's
be
a bigger
mentioned
draw
in the
than
same
Kobe
battle
Bryant is
than
right
Kobe
now.
Bryant?
He's a bigger draw than Kobe
He's a
Bryant.
bigger.
Yeah.
Go to break.
But to stop the penetration,
But he goes out and runs into Ginobili.
he stopped. That's a help and recover play.
Okay,
He
all right, all
stopped
right.
him, but his man is Kawhi Leonard.
Okay, I'm with you on that.
Okay, so-
but they run together. He runs into Ginobili.
But he's just
okay, but don't
stopping
give
the
me
ball.
this. Ginobili's going like this. Ginobili's protecting himself too. They run together.
Prevented him from making any play on the shooter.
He's not trying to make a play on the shooter. He's making a play. He's stopping Ginobili from going to the hole.
No, the play is
He's
stop
ultimately
the
guarding.
penetrator.
He has left his man. He is guarding. guarding. He's
Skip,
stopping the
Skip,
drive.
I've participated in this kind of defense for 10 years in the
Okay.
NBA. That
I've
is
watched it for
it's
30
a
years.
Help and recover. He wasn't guarding Ginobili. He was
stopping
He
Ginobili.
was helping to to
Yeah.
pick up the penetration
Okay.
to get to the next part of it is.
Okay.
When he passes it, you recover to the
Okay,
shooter.
there's no pick play. Ginobili's not trying to pick him. They run into each other. They run in.
James
Ginobili puts his arms up to stop
Harden's
himself.
very next step is going to be to step and extend on the
He's
shooter.
got a lane to go to Kawhi.
Does
to
not.
go,
Does
and he
Ginobili
flopped.
get
You know
away
why he
from
couldn't
him?
go to Kawhi? He flopped. He flopped away, and I will say this: it's karmic justice, if you want to call
Can
it.
we respectfully disagree and move on to the Heat?
No.
Not on that one.
Why? This is good.
That's a clear-cut one to me.
No, I know.
You teach a 6-year-old that.
Okay, I know that. Okay, the point
That's
is,
what he did.
they run face to face
Because
together,
Ginobili,
and he flopped.
you really think Ginobili didn't? You're telling me right now, with your eye, your lying eyes, that
My lion
that
eyes.
Manu Ginobili,
My correct
that Manu
eyes.
Ginobili
My 20/20
did not-
eyes?
you're
Is
telling
that
me-
what you're talking
You're telling me right now that Manu Ginobili did not pass the ball and continue with his momentum in the direction.
He had
Skip, it's sports writers, sports media in general, where everything's generalities, right? Excruciating pressure. What the hell is that, right? You know,
It was
need
excruciating
leader.
pressure. That's what it was.
Is that meaning what, Skip?
Meaning that you personally watched up close and personal what LeBron went through last year against your Dallas Mavericks. Was it not the biggest collapse of a superstar that we've ever witnessed on a finals or championship stage?
No, I mean, first of all, it's a team game. Right, you guys like to talk in complete generalities where no one can question you, right? You don't ever use facts. You don't ever use substance. You don't ever
use facts.
No.
That's all I use on this show.
What, excruciating pressure, undeniable this, you know, it's just all generality.
The championship series or game that LeBron James was under after 9 years and 3 league MVPs?
Well, first of all, you have the presumption that people care what you say. They don't. You guys were just talking about, you know, Miami wanted it more or less. Like, that is just such horse, you know what, right? There's no such thing as it's not that Oklahoma City don't want it more. I think Miami was better prepared to play the game than Oklahoma City in terms of adjustments and changes. Now, if you want to talk about double teams and how they were used, whether or not they should have played zone, what defensive structure was in place, that's a valid conversation. But just saying they wanted it more, that's ridiculous.
Okay.
When you're Kevin Durant and you're Derek Fisher and you're Russell Westbrook, etc., and you're at that closeout game, there's nobody that wants it more. It's just a question of who executes better, and then you decide why.
Who played harder in the last games? Miami did every game. LeBron played harder than Kevin Durant did 4 straight games.
That is the most ridiculous thing any sports writer has ever said. Now, if you think when Kevin Durant walked off the court, he thought, yeah, I didn't play quite hard enough, right? Now, you can say like he wasn't put in a position to succeed. You could say that they didn't run the right plays. They didn't get the ball to him on the block enough. And if you were smart, you'd come out and you'd have substance. You say, you know what? This is how many plays they ran to him on the block. Here's how Miami defended it.
I think LeBron disappeared and shrank in crunch time of the fourth quarter, and I can just show you the numbers of what he didn't do in every fourth quarter.
So we get no credit for not putting him in a position to succeed, right? We played the Heat.
He put himself in. All he did was stand out on the perimeter.
Now, how do you think we defended that? Why do you think he was standing out there?
You didn't have to defend it.
Oh, right. So no matter what we did, he was just going to stand there and do nothing.
Well, that's all I saw. That was a lot of it.
That's exactly right, Chip.
And hope
that's
that
all
Dwayne
you
Wade
saw.
saved the day for him.
You're exactly right. That's all you saw. You didn't look, right? I mean, and that's a complete insult to us to say, you know what, the adjustments that we made.
What did you do to force him out there?
We had like 6, 7 different types of matchups in our zone, right? And we played man-to-man, and we had a variety of different switches, right?
All I heard, he said I was his Howard Cosell. And this year, for the first time, to his credit, he tuned out all the noise. That's all we saw in the finals was he's reading the Hunger Games trilogy before the games. He's meditating on the bench before the games. He tuned us out.
This is a Skip Bayless special. LeBron lost last year because he wasn't paying attention to Skip Bayless. LeBron won this year because he wasn't. That's what you just said.
Okay.
Did he not just say that?
Okay. Here's what he didn't do. Here's what he didn't do against you.
When he was on the post, what were the different defensive schemes that Oklahoma City ran last night?
They used Cephalosha on him. They used Durant on him.
When he was in the post, what were the different defensive schemes that they used?
Ibaka was supposed to come hard.
He was
and keep him
supposed to
from
come
the
hard,
rim,
right?
And he did not come hard. He let LeBron get to the rim repeatedly, and Perkins was nowhere to be
I just asked
seen.
a simple question.
Yeah, I just told you.
No, you said so-and-so was
answer.
supposed to. No, they doubled from down, right? And they doubled and they passed and they hit their open shots, right? When they kept on doubling, they changed, right? Because they passed it out. Mike Miller hit open shot. But that's just one example.
Did he
Then
get
what
in
did
the
they do
lane
after
against
that?
you guys last year? Not at all in the fourth
Now,
quarter.
why do you play a zone, Skip?
Well, again, I've seen him slash up any kind of defense when he feels like it.
Skip, one
He's
of the
a
things
freight
about
train. You just said you don't have the athletes that they have.
Right, and that's why we play more zone than possibly Oklahoma City did, because we had smarter players, so not necessarily as athletic.